of the single-season receiving record. It's the Oilers and the Raiders. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Houston Oilers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situation where they can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. It's one of the most...
And we are underway from Houston. This taken in at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
Set, ready. Fight, 97.
Throwing to start here is Tua. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. This deep. Really played well in that win a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times to interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He finds Mooney here on the comeback route. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Tua. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Cooper Kupp with career touchdown number 75. And the Raiders are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And I think it's safe to say that, and I heard him say it in the post-game press conference, that was a team win last week because he didn't really play up to his normal standards, throwing 2 interceptions.
No touchdown.
Yeah, didn't offset it at all, but the team found a way to get it done.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Fourth down try. Here's Purdy.
Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Well, they picked up the first down, but I'm just going to say it. I didn't like it before the ball was snapped, and I don't like it now that they picked it up. Think about field position on their own side of the 50. They don't get it. They put their defense in a bad spot, and it's just not a decision that pays off very often.
Well, it wasn't 4th and a yard. There was some meat on that bone.
There really was. Fortunate to get it in that situation, but not a call I would make very often.
A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 24 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And they've already clinched the playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Back to the air on second down, Purdy. There's Chris Olave.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 40. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory, right at the 40. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Counter play with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
They go play action here. Purdy
trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you've got just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Purdy on 4th down.
Escaping the pressure right. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
He'll get this down to the 38. Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Tries the left side and finds Olave.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Chris Olave.
His 17th touchdown now on the season.
And the Oilers have got it back to within a score. The extra point up and good by Garibay.
And that'll make our score 14-7.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense.
As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Here's Tua. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 36. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Houston's offense taking over again. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done, because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He
rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football, because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw there, complete to Mooney. He's got room at the 30. Down the sideline he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Gano for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And now out comes Houston. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. Steps away. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Purdy now to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. This defense, 3 interceptions now, and Charles, obviously that one for the pick 6. That gives them a 3-possession lead, and they are really in the driver's seat.
Makes you imagine what that lead could become with another half of football left to play, because the way they're getting after it, partner, 30 points, 40 points, even 50 points, that type of a lead, not out of the question. And neither is another pick 6.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. From the 30 on 2nd down. Purdy. That's complete to Robinson. That one a first down pickup of 8.
In motion comes the tight end left.
Purdy to throw it on first down.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Purdy sets up to throw again.
He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
On first down, it's Purdy. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Purdy to throw again on 2nd and 10. Olave holds it in. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Purdy looking to throw on first down here.
On the right side open is Gesicki.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Chris Olave as the first half is winding down. And the Oilers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The extra point up and good by Garibay.
And that cuts the lead to 28-14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
The Raider offense heading back for one final first half drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The tackle was by the Boston College product Harold Landry. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And they will take a knee here. So we've come upon halftime here.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he's got to be wondering what happened in that first half. 3 interceptions, very uncharacteristic.
And even the great ones go through phases like this, like what we just saw. And most of them, they have such a minute.
The football comes out. Jacobs lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he is going to yardage here.
We could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. On first down, Purdy. Olave over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. A second down throw for Purdy. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Yeah, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. It's a quarterback sneak, and they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. Jacobs is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. On 2nd and goal, Purdy. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Mike Gesicki, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Oilers are back within a score. The extra point up and good by Garibay. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. Garibay back out there now to send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Now they set up the screen. And he lost the football. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they forced the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Garibay on for the extra point. He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. They begin the drive with Robinson, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fielded at about the 28. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
And they'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Robinson with another carry. They're going to drop him behind the line yet again, and things going from bad to worse. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. But backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
50-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple, and that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
It's a first down on a gain of 10. A give, it's Jacobs off the option. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 46 yards rushing for him now on 17. Off the option, here's Jacobs. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
On second down, Jacobs. A little juke. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The previous run good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Now a toss to the left for Jacobs. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to first and goal.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on first and goal. Here's Jacobs. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll run it with Jacobs. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. Call it no gain that time, and now it's third and goal.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. They'll run with Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Oilers have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And they will take a 7-point lead. Garibay back out there now to send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Raiders now down on the scoreboard. A little over 80 ticks to go. And no other way to say it. They have blown a big lead, but a chance to rescue things late. Now Tua. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Tua. Now that'll be caught by Cup. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this one almost intercepted. Had it.
it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Let's go.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Green, yellow, black.
Here's Tua.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Here we go.
And looking at Houston defensively, they've got a dime set. 6 DBs on third.
Tagovailoa.
He's going to let it fly.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Tua.
And he comes back with one complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
A new lease on life after the fourth down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Tua to throw.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear of risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him the completion.
Tua still here, hauled in by Cup.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive.
Now Tagovailoa.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
To throw is Tua. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Back to throw is Tua. And this will be caught by Mooney.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal.
One final try for Tagovailoa.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. And now time for one final play that has to be obviously in the end zone.
Can't wait to see what they call, but you want to get it to your best player. Sometimes you have to do it by formation. Move everyone to one side, and maybe he gets a one-on-one isolated on the backside.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
Well, they came so close, Charles. They were knocking on the door in a one-possession game, but ultimately the defense held tough to get the victory.
And doesn't it feel like it just leads them asking what could have been? So many moments when they could have had a big play to change the outcome of this game. And let's face it, none bigger than that final snap that just fell short.
So for the home team here,
they continue to show they'll be a tough out in the playoffs as they move to 14-2 on the year.